Greetings and welcome. I'm Psychic Medium Roberto, and I truly hope you're doing well. I remain humble in the presence of spirit. Trigger warning: the subject matter is of a mature nature and deals with some true crime events and some regular events. All cases are treated as alleged until proven in a court of law. So, the news of William and Harry popped up on my dashboard had a not a meeting of sorts, but came together because of a funeral, and we will have a look at that just to see if there's any information we can get from the meeting of the two estranged brothers. I'm going to look at a moment in Kate's timeline where she now appeared at church last week Sunday, so we'll have a look at that. And then we are going to pay tribute to Diana, Princess of Wales, who had passed yesterday, 27 years ago. This will be going out on the 1st of September, so I wasn't planning to do a royal show this Sunday, but something was prompting me, and the original intention was, of course, to do William and Harry. And we know the accident that happened on the early hours of the morning, August 31. I'll put a link in the description here. I've done a show on the actual accident scene, but I thought I'd just have a look at the numbers again with fresh eyes, more knowledge, more information, and just to look at some standout numbers here, okay? The fuller description is in the video I've already done. So we've got this 33 outcome here, 30 with an outcome 3. There is a woman in distress here, actually. You know, looking at these numbers again, just holistically, and if you're a regular viewer, you will know when you see this batch of numbers, all these 10 ones, all these 11 twos, highly transactional. The numbers you don't want to see at a regular accident. Another alarming number, the August 31-4. That tells me already that she is deceased here. So, beg your pardon. So, from midnight to 6 a.m., there's a passing. But what concerns me is that it exists already at midnight, so that also doesn't make sense. Or did they try to get her before the actual, the accident in the bridge was like plan B, let's say. But highly transactional numbers here. Very concerning. Another concerning number, and I mentioned this in the previous video, 39-12-3. The 3 is feminine energy. But a collective, 12-3, a collective, so all the occupants of the vehicle were trapped in that vehicle, 39-12-3. That's like constrained against their will. So highly transactional numbers here. And you know, the memory and the way we feel about Princess Diana will never change, ever. And of course, it was during this time that my head jolted sharp left to see what the heck is going on in this family. And of course, the impact was for both boys. But of course, as we know today, this impact would have impacted Harry significantly, or has. And even to this day, things are falling apart around the father. So, part of the show, I thought I'd do some research like I did previously and look at series and shows. Now, this show came out in the early 80s, V, for all those of the age. And, I mean, at the time, it was quite a big deal. However, when you look at it retrospectively, because we know the saying is, it's right in front of our eyes, right? These lizard people, reptiles, they all, and even the Illuminati and all these little characters that make up the ghastly images that they portray on image, making fools of us, right? Making fools of us. So what I thought I'd do is just do a review on the series. So the first episode went out on October 26, 1984. Now we can appreciate there were other date stamps before this, like when the contracts were signed, all the deals were made, etc., as it would be in the industry. And when you have a launch date, it is a very significant date in the broadcast. When I worked in the industry, going on 28 years, the slog and the hardships, the slugs and the hardships to get a show on air was all worth it when the release date is given and when it's actually broadcast or played out on screen or the big screen for the first time. So it's a significant landmark in the history of this, right? So if we look at October 26th, and then I've got the +3, +6, +9, just to see if we pick up any kind of numbers that are popping up regularly around these people, as well as the series. Because the image I've received twice now is similar to this creature here, but only in green, but red eyes. So anyway, October 26th. So on an entertainment level, 18.9, 36.9 is a very good, entertaining, creative number. But if we had to change our lens, our optics, in what are they trying to tell us, right? So we see this ghastly number 40 with an outcome 4. We're just going to pinpoint some numbers and then we'll go deeper into why this may be significant. So again, we have this 31-4. There's always corpses around. 26-8 was also similar to what we saw here. Beg your pardon. The year of the 26-8. The year of the lizard. Alright, that's why there's so much activity when we're in an 8 year. It's like hibernation is over and now they're trottling around doing their naughty things. So again, we see on the +3, 39, 12, 3, 21, 3. This is taking people under duress for their sacrifices, 16-7. And very much transactional. So, of course, October is a transactional year, transactional month, beg your pardon. But we see the 29-11 twos. It's going to make sense. 22-4, of course, the master plan. That works out perfectly for them. Now, when we get to the +6 zone where we actually get a lot of detail with regards to human beings and what is going on. 33.6. Now we must be looking at this from an energy point of view, right? So these are +3, +6, +9. 33.6. So what is the intention here? Because this 6 is about the human, right? So 32.5 is the destruction of a community. 32.5 is the destruction of community. And we note the 15.6, you'll recall from the previous clone shows, where appearances were made by Kate, and we will go there. It's coming up. We will go there. But again, 15.6 is a common number around these fake humans. Ghastly numbers like 55, 10, 1, 37, 10, 1. 64 is, we spoke about it in the, I'm getting that dread feeling again, Mariah Carey show. Lovely human sacrifices. And this is all about humans here and transactional outcomes. Hidden 42.6. So what is the agenda? So breaking of communities. Now we're talking in relation to why they're telling us here and what's their intention, right? 32.5 is breaking of communities. 1. 42.6 is breaking of families. Nostradamus predicted many years ago that in this age we are living in now, one of the key attributes that these propaganda or agenda-driven reptiles or whatever conglomerates they've all created amongst themselves are here for destruction of family. And the best way to get to people is breaking down family morals, family ideals. The grand master plan. Now, when we look at the launch date from a +9 perspective, we're now going to reveal more information about their intention and why this played out in society as we know it. These are ghastly numbers here, right? So I believe there's also an agenda. So human, let's zoom in here. And let me just say, I've been working on these things for a while, for at least 11 years in my own space and time. And this platform is now giving the opportunity to bring it forward. So here's the human, 6. Being merged with a being. Now we go in supersonic a little bit here. With a being, whatever that green lizard thing is, creating children, offspring. It's a plan. Creating hybrids. Of course, they're not here to cure global warming. And the only concern about global warming is because their resources are being depleted. But the irony is they're actually depleting it themselves. That's another theory. So, not to go too way off, I thought, let me bring this in when we start going deeper and deeper to get a sense of what is going on here. See similar numbers here, 31.4, 26.8, 39.12.3. Alright, so let's have a look at William and Harry. Their respective date of births: June 21 is for William, September 15, Harry. Now, again, on an overview point of view, we see all these transactional elements. We've spoken quite extensively about William. If you follow the Kate Middleton series, the 21-3 perversion, manipulation, engineering. So they have their desired outcome. 22-4. Now, interestingly about Harry, let's look at Harry. Harry is born September the 15th. So he has the 9, 15, 6, hidden 24-6, 15, 6. So in Harry's early days, before he got married and settled down, we knew him as 15-6. The guy having fun, right? But of course he got called to order at some point. But he has a hidden 24-6. And this speaks about family. And he is the family man. Okay? And we note that he has triple sixes. Lots of sixes, high energy, anxiety, stress, OCD moments. 22-4, the planner. And the 22-4, by the way, also gives him the writer, author, editor. Now, he may have someone writing the book, but he would be, and making notes of his own. He has a 4, which is the writer, author. But the 22-4 is the manuscript editor. And I'm sure there'll be more information coming from Harry's side. Now, we see Harry's outcome numbers here. Now, with the two boys, Harry on this side and William on this side. But we also know that the numbers on this side match the Don here, the lizard Don. So this is why the impact of the event would have been tremendous on both boys. But of course we know it had a more impact, as we know it, for Harry. But interesting, we're getting the same collection of numbers running around town here. So with Harry and William, they share a 6. And 6 is actually a very good connection number. It's the human, it's the heart, it's the soul. They technically will either attract or repel. And I've always felt that William and Harry are completely different people. Completely different people. I will say Harry has got a lot of human numbers. A lot of human numbers. And then there's very little else that connects them. So they connect with the 9. So that's quite important. The September 9, because it's in the month of Harry and in the day of William. So one could say they bonded by family connection. But also tied by ideals, principles, the royal family. Okay. Other than that, you know what's interesting here is William is the follower. Okay. William is the follower. He will go with what the law of the royal family is, right? He will toe the line. But at the end of the day, Harry is always going to be himself and independent and not toe the party line. He may do, because he's got the 10 ones, yes, he will. But ultimately and at the end of the day, people with a one life path, believe me, I've had a few of them around me. All good, but and it's part of who they are. Because they have a one, they are here about themselves plus other, but ultimately they will always make their own decisions. They will follow themselves. They will not follow along. And I believe this is the clincher in why Harry is able to move away from the family, the royal family, and have his own family now, right? Because of his independence. William has to toe the line because he is the next king in waiting. So I thought the memorial, as far as I could gather from research, occurred on August the 29th, 2024. So I've included August 28th, the day before, and the day after. Now we can agree that there was no major event reported from the memorial. And I believe it was the brother-in-law or sister-in-law's husband related to Princess Diana, the memorial, right? So I wanted to just pick up, because this was an opportunity, of course, for William and Harry to have a few words. Of course, the media is saying they didn't even look at each other during the ceremony, okay? But let's see if we can pick up any information. So August the 29th, we'll go through, and then I've done a +3, +6, +9. So we can have a look and see what has transpired. Okay. So we're going to take it on the context of two brothers coming together, because it was a family event. Two estranged brothers coming together in England, and they are high-profile brothers. So on the day, interestingly, we see this 29/11/2. That speaks about two people coming together. Now, they're either coming together or they're separating. And 1910-1 in the middle of the day alludes me to duty. There's been a passing. Now, already in these two numbers are pinging heavily on William and Harry. We note William has the 29/11/2. There's 29/11/2. And we've got the 1910-1, which is the 1910-1 with Harry. But interestingly, it will always apply. Here we have a hidden 3710-1. And in the context of family, community, union 7, there is a coming together in secret. We can't imagine for one moment, regardless of how strange everything is and appears to be, there must be background politics happening, and we know there's a lot of background stuff happening in the royal family, to bring some kind of order to this crisis. And in my opinion, apart from everything else, I know there's a lot around the situation, but his book, Expose. Now again, we're seeing similar numbers again, right? 30, outcome 3, 4610-1, 44-8. I'm not going to include the portal episode now. I will include it a bit later, which has been sparked off by the issue around Kate. So there is a portal episode coming out. For example, there's a portal, and here's a portal, all in her timelines, and I'll explain. William and Harry portal, I will explain this. (26:8), all these familiar numbers popping around whenever they come together, right? So of course what is happening because why we're picking up on this is because we're tapping into an event, a timeline involving the same people. But interestingly, here on the memorial sequence, the day before, the 28th, that can be problematic. So were there arguments and disagreements about what was going to happen here? And we also have the 28-10-1, which pings on Harry. So did he get in here this day to be here? And then 44-8, there's a meeting here. That's also a meeting number. Right, so August 29, what do we get information from here? Now remember in the, I almost said vampire. Yeah, that's probably another sector. Yeah, let's just quickly remind ourselves, please. Where was it? 32-5 sequences here, huh? Yeah, we're seeing the 32-5. It's the energy around them, right? We see the 40, hidden 40, like I said, hidden 37. Hidden 40s. Here's this end sequence here, 40, 31, 13, 4. See this 48, 12, 3. 48, 12, 3 also speaks about bringing people together. The difference here, there's communication going on, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you. Is Harry coming back home? 8. Look at all these 8s around, and this was very prominent. Of course, we're in an 8 year. But when the royal family media blitz show was going on at all the corrupt events, we always saw these out of tilt 8s. So I'm saying there's definitely communication going on in the background. Better for the community. See here, this 35, all these 8s, all these lizard 8s. Let me just see here. Let's see, we have it here. (16-7). So hidden 43-7. So there's actually, because it's on Diana's side, there's a breakup of a union as well that's going to take place. So will we hear in the future, like for example, this is not a prediction, I'm giving an example, whoever was related to that side are going to be losing their properties, like we're seeing with, of course, Andrew's understandable, but with other families losing their jobs or getting jobs because of who they were related to. But there's definitely indication of breakup of union. These are ghastly numbers, eh? Things are not what they seem to be, ladies and gentlemen. 51-6 is a highly destructive number to the human body. So what did happen to the body of the passing in this case? That's not normal. And again, we see this hidden 46-10-1. We saw this in the Mariah Carey show, 46-10-1. I want to just go have a look here. Here's the reverse of it, 64-10-1. So the reverse of it, 64-10-1. This also confirms then the binding of anatomies, if you will. Yeah. 64 speaks about that. My God. This has been going on for a very, very long time, obviously. And we are being made fools of. So I must just say also, to me, the memorial sequence, if I look at it holistically, doesn't necessarily give me the sense of funeral or memorial, but more of bringing together of people by design. So there's definitely movement in the background. And even though they didn't look at each other, there was definitely, I believe, there would have been a communication between the two of them behind the scenes. I wonder what the outcome is going to be here. So for me, I'm getting, there's a hidden meeting taking place, 44, hidden. It's about the royal family union, obviously going on. But to welcome the guests properly, there's also other activities happening as well, unfortunately. We're going to go deeper with the case story. We'll do it a bit later. But I wanted to just look at, so August the 25th is when she goes to church, right? So that was last week, Sunday. Now, I want to just pose a question. The first time we technically saw Kate was at the Trooping of the Colors. Now, we can argue that was quite a mass event. However, she was housed in a secure room overlooking the activity, right? The question I'm asking is, why would they bring her to a mass event like Wimbledon? Of course, it has a global platform, so the whole world can see fake Kate is alive. But if you, I mean, I've gone through this with my father and a little bit with my cousin in Durban, who both succumbed to cancer. If you're going to come in, if you've been in treatment, and okay, now I'm going to start seeing people because I can't sit and mope in bed all day, right? You're going to start with family, small gatherings. Just after this event, there was a polo event that William was featuring. So why wouldn't she take a smaller event to go to ease herself in? And then to answer the question with another question, why haven't we seen her since? So the day she goes to church for her blessings, as the world is narrated to, by the paparazzi machines. 14.5, bullshit, bullshit. Look what we have on the day that she goes to church. There's a hidden death, sacrifice, death. They're making fools of us. In the +3, oh, that can't be right. They never leave anything to chance, so it must be right. By design. Are we seeing similar numbers, ladies and gentlemen? 28, 10, 1. We got these 39, 12, 3s, corpses everywhere. So, what numerology is telling us on the +6, common numbers. When fake Kate went to church on August the 25th, or as reported, the real Kate was actually a corpse. I'm not making it up. 39, 12, 3. There is constraint happening in the background here. I'll just point out some numbers. The abomination number, when you want to take it to the purple level or the black and white level, when you want to take it to this level, although they would perceive this as their bloodbath of righteousness, would be called an abomination in the real world. There was one comment that I made when I did the show with the men's final with fake Kate. The 20 outcome 2 was pinging on me. So, and I believe I found the answer shortly thereafter, but let's just say on the regular, 20 with an outcome 2 speaks about the mother, speaks about pregnancy, the pregnant woman, so I have a funny suspicion that the 20 outcome 2 on one hand is showing a rebirth, but when all this went down in December, was Kate pregnant? That is what's pinging on me. They're not shy, eh? And of course, all the good ones get taken out. And may her soul and light rest in peace and shine over us while we navigate the treachery of the Blood King. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's share your thoughts and comments, please. I do love engaging with them. Please enjoy the rest of your weekend and the start of your week, and I'll see you midweek. Have a good one. Bye for now.